Hello and a warm welcome to this week's edition of Finweek Money Matters, the show that helps you manage your finances. I'm Kukuletu Tukwele in for Tumisho Greater this week. Now on today's show, we take a closer look at a fitness mobile app, FitKey, which is designed for people who like variety in their training and don't necessarily want to be tied to a gym contract. We'll also discuss the outlook of sugar producer Tongaat Hewlett, and we'll also be joined by a panel of experts to discuss the likelihood of a credit rating downgrade for South Africa, which is due out next week, and what this means for our local economy. So that and so much more coming up in the next 30 minutes. You too can be a part of the conversation. Send any of your comments or feedback to moneymatters@abn360.com. Now, people who want to keep fit but do not necessarily want to get locked into a lengthy gym contract can now use an app to find and attend various classes at independent gyms and studios in their area without having to sign up for membership at these particular venues. But joining us to tell us how this works and how the take-up has been is Evan Walter, who is the co-founder of FitKey. Good to have you with us again, Evan. Good. I recall speaking to you the last time where Lindsay was quite fascinated by this new development. But perhaps as a reminder for some of the viewers, paint a picture for us as to how this works.
Sure. Thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it, Gugu. FitKey is a month-to-month membership with no longer commitment. It's $4.95 a month. And that $4.95 gets you unlimited access to all of our gyms and studios, but a max of 3 visits per studio per month. So we have more than 210 partners right now. So if you can go 630 times per month, I'll be really impressed.
I'd wonder will you get time to sleep and rest in between. But talk to us about the partnership of these studios that you have as well, because I understand that's the critical element here, giving somebody the flexibility from going from yoga, pole dancing, and maybe even kickboxing too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what we realize is people, their interests change and they don't want to get bored with their workout routine. And one of the main things that causes someone to get bored, to stop working out, is that they get bored. They get in a rut. You show up to gym and like, what am I going to do even to begin with, right? I'm going to get on this cardio machine. Not always the best experience and not always the best workout. But with FitKey, you go to one of our classes and there's a professional there who's there to make sure that you have a great experience and that you get a really great workout in your hour. And it's going to be fun too, because you're doing it with other people and they're there to make it fun for you. Looking at the number of studios and partnership gyms that you have on, I understand Cape Town, Joburg and Pretoria. How is that managing to convince these studio owners to sign up to the platform? It's a lot of work, no doubt. This is their baby, right, for a lot of these guys, because it is an independent thing. A lot of times run out of their house or something like that. So it takes a lot of boots on the ground and time with them, showing them how we're going to help build their businesses and make them have a better business. Because let's face it, they're busy day to day teaching classes, teaching private sessions, and they don't have necessarily the time or the expertise to do a lot of marketing. And that's where we come in and help them with that. Coming back to the membership fee, you mentioned $4.95. How does that work from an earnings perspective? Because both partners here need to make a profit. Right. So we pay our partners a flat rate per booking. And that we basically reconcile at the end of every month. You've had this many bookings, this is the rate, and here you go. So we could lose money on some of our members who are super users, and we do. But overall, not everybody's going to gym every single day, and so there's it averages out, and we have some margin there. So paint a picture for us in the last 6 months or since the launch. How significant has the take-up been and expansion opportunities? Sure. I can't get into too specific of numbers, but the take-up has been quite good. We're at the point now where we've proven the model and we need to really expand rapidly. So I just moved to Joburg so that I can get every single gym and studio in Joburg. I've literally been going up and down every street, finding every gym and studio, because a lot of times there's no other way to find them. So this year we will go to Durban, likely Port Elizabeth as well. It might be early next year. Bloemfontein is probably the last one in the last city in South Africa. Really? Why would that be? Because it's a youthful city, Wi-Fi access, so people might find it easy just to log onto the Wi-Fi access from that the city provides. You're absolutely right, and it's important for us to get there. But it's we will go there, right? And it's sort of, we need at least something that big and that number of studios for it to work properly. We're looking at expanding overseas. I can't say that I have specific plans on that yet. We're talking with some partners about different potential plans, so I don't know where we'll go first yet, but it will be next year.
The journalist in me is intrigued because naturally that means more capital. How is this being funded, or are you in talks with the strategic partners to help finance your kitty?
Yeah, so we have had some investment so far. We had what we called our pre-seed round, and we're in the process of raising a seed or a Series A, depending on how you want to talk about it. And so we've got some really great potential strategic partners who have expressed interest, and now we're finding the right fit and the right money to really take this and do something special with it. Yeah.
What has the response been like from the big brothers in the game, and obviously referring to the Virgin Actives and many other health and fitness centers here, because they might consider this as eating into their lunch?
They might, but you mentioned Virgin Active in particular, and right now everyone's trying to eat into their lunch.
Sure.
And so we've approached it with them as we're potential partners who can help them get more feet through the door, to get more leads. Their head of marketing and sales actually said to me their biggest problem is getting more feet through the door, and that's something that we can help them with. I think at this point they're taking a little bit of a wait and see approach with us to see where we end up. But I'm sure once we've got the volume, we'll be able to convince them to do something together.
Fantastic. To close off with, though, the feedback that you're getting from South Africans, are they interested? Are they taking this up more significantly, and hopefully managing to share it with their friends and family too? Yeah,
no, they're loving it. Go on Twitter and look up FitKey. There's really a lot of raving endorsements going on there. And you talk about sharing it. Probably our biggest growth driver has been referrals. It's word of mouth. We offer our members 200 Rand off of their next month for signing up a friend, and their friend gets 200 Rand off of their first month. So they're incentivized and they're sharing something they love already. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Certainly looking forward to how this develops and grows, but onwards and upwards to your strategy and how it's being implemented on the country. Fantastic. A big thank you once more to Evan Walther, who's the co-founder of FitKey.